Hello guys and welcome to this video. This is Mdubz here and you are watching my top 24 Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass tracks. I'm actually going to do a voiceover for these rankings as opposed to my previous ones because I haven't actually done this before. I've done the other rankings before but not these. So I'm actually going to go into detail about my rankings here. Just for the record, there's not that many courses here that are... Well, there's no courses in the F tier and there's only 2 in the D tier. Everything else is C tier or better, so honestly these are some pretty good courses. It's just been a very good first half of the Booster Course Pass so far. So without any further ado, let's just get on into it. Number 24. Number 24 goes to SNES Mario Circuit 3. Yeah, for the sake of completion, they gotta add a couple of SNES tracks to the Booster Course Pass. Nobody really likes them, but the game wouldn't feel complete without them. So yeah, this is the worst one in my opinion. I mean, the hairpin turn is a lot better to take. Scenery, there's just not much going for it. Music is just the classic Mario Circuit 3. There's really not that much to say about it, but it's just the worst of the best. Number 23 goes to 3DS Toad Circuit. I'm pretty salty that they brought this course back from the 3DS over lots of good options like Shy Guy Bazaar or like any of the Woohoo tracks or Wario Shipyard. Or anything besides Toad Circuit, really. Like, this course just... It makes me sad that they brought this one back over some of the others. But yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to it. Interesting scenery with the Toad balloons. The music is actually pretty improved in this version compared to the previous one. It's just pretty boring, though, so let's just move on. Number 22 goes to Tour Tokyo Blur in the C tier. Yeah, I mean, it's alright. I mean, it's a lot of straightaways and just... really nothing too much of interest. Music is kind of boring, it kind of feels like elevator music. Scenery is pretty cool, but like I said, there's just not much to it because a lot of it is just straightaways. This is the worst of the tour tracks that they brought into the game, but still it doesn't mean it's a bad one. I mean, it's still in the C tier, just it didn't make it over 50 points. Number 21 goes to Tour New York Minute. So yeah, this one is another tour course that it's alright, it's just I don't know, it's something about it I just don't like that much. Scenery is really nice in this one. The music is alright, it's pretty cool, I guess. As for the course itself, I'm just not really good at this course for some reason. I feel like there's just not enough item boxes, you could say. On the third lap, like all the way when you're in that garage, it's like just straight driving and like no item boxes, so like if you're behind, there's no way to catch up. I don't know, it's okay, I just prefer other courses more. Number 20 goes to GBA Boo Lake. So yeah, this is actually one of my least favorite courses from Mario Kart Super Circuit. However, they recently remade it in Mario Kart Tour, and it was a lot of fun. And they decided why not bring it to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And here's what I think about it. I think the anti-gravity section is really cool. The music is 100% improved, because I absolutely hated the music in Mario Kart Super Circuit. And the scenery is even more cool because you can go underwater like it's an actual lake. The course itself, it's pretty fun. They've done a lot to it to make it more exciting than the previous version, less frustrating. But for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's just a little bit too short. Mario Kart Tour, it's perfect, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the race is over before you blink. So, it's alright, but there's way better courses. Number 19 goes to GBA Snow Land. Once again, this is one of my least favorites from the GBA game. However, they removed the shaking screen from this one, and yeah, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful scenery, and amazing graphics to accompany it, and really cute penguins, really awesome music. It's a decent snow level. I mean, it's nothing too great, but I mean, there's some pretty cool shortcuts you can take if you got a mushroom. It's pretty good. It's definitely a pretty good remake. Number 18 goes to Tour Paris Promenade. So this is the first of the first in terms of tour courses that was brought back into the Booster Course Pass. And this one pretty much introduced that, hey, every lap you take, you might be taking a different path. And I thought that was a pretty awesome concept. I really don't have anything bad or good to say about this course. The music is alright, pretty good. And the scenery, I mean, you can't go wrong with Paris and the Eiffel Tower. So yeah, all in all, it's just a pretty good course, and I enjoy playing on it, and it's a pretty nice addition to have into the game. Alright, we've made our way into the B tier. Number 17, Sky High Sundae. This may be controversial because some people really think that this might be the worst of the Booster Course Pass. Don't get me wrong, it left a lot to be desired, but I still don't think it's bad. Yes, it's basically a glorified oval, but the entire thing is in anti-gravity, so that's really, really, really cool. And then you can't go wrong with the scenery. It's just entirely ice cream. I like ice cream. I don't know about you guys, but I sure as heck like ice cream. So yeah, there's like a glider and it's anti-gravity. It's just a little bit too floaty, and sometimes you can't really see where you're going, but also that kind of adds to the challenge. I think it's pretty good. I just think it was a bit disappointing because it was all hyped up and it really just wasn't as good as intended. The music is pretty nice. The race itself is okay, pretty good. Good enough for the B tier, I guess. Number 16 goes to Tour London Loop. If you like chain chomps, this is the level for you because there's tons of chain chomps here. Yeah, it's just all different kinds of area that this level covers. It's a pretty decent course. It's pretty long, but I mean, not like in a N64 Rainbow Roadway where it's like, oh gosh, just kill me now. No, it's pretty good, and the scenery is pretty nice. You got Big Ben, you got double-decker buses, you got chain chomps, as I said before. And music, it's perfect for the rock cup that it's in, because it's very rocky. Rock music, so to speak. So yeah, all in all, it's a pretty decent tour course that was brought into the game. Number 15 goes to DS Shroom Ridge. Well, I never thought that they'd actually bring this course back, but here it is. I think it's actually a pretty good improvement over the previous version. It's really fun to get speed on, and also there's a couple of shortcuts where if you use a shroom, you can go through a glider, or there's the air vent towards the end. So yeah, you can really skip a good portion of the track if you play your cards right. So that's really fun. The music is a really, really good remake of the previous version. Scenery, there just really isn't that much to it. I mean, it's just cars. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm glad they brought this one back and they gave it a pretty decent makeover. Number 14 goes to N64 Kalimari Desert. It's been around a while and it's been remade a few times. This is its fourth appearance, including Tour. But speaking of Tour, they had Kalimari Desert from the N64, and then they decided to make a new Kalimari Desert called Kalimari Desert 2, where you are actually able to drive on the tracks of where the train is. So what they did in this game is that they combined both Kalimari Desert and Kalimari Desert 2 and made them into one course. So on lap 2 you start driving on the train tracks, and then on lap 3 you make your way out and then just finish the course, while lap 1 is just a normal Kalimari Desert lap. So yeah, I think that's a very, very nice addition to the game. The music is fantastic as always, and the scenery, you gotta love the train, and just the beautiful scenery overall. So yeah, this is a pretty decent course. Number 13 goes to DS Peach Gardens. Wow, this one absolutely took me for a loop. I mean, I did play this on Tour first, so like I knew that they added the Piranha Plant, but it definitely makes the track a lot more challenging than it normally is, because for some reason it's in the Special Cup and then the Lightning Cup for Mario Kart Wii, but it's never really been that much of a challenge. But that's a little bit more challenging because they got a Piranha Plant and they also threw us for an entire loop. I mean, I actually saw this before it happened because I saw the arrows that were pointing that like you have to stay within on like the other courses that have like different layouts. And then I also saw the mini map and saw a section that I didn't recognize. So yeah, on the third lap, it like takes you around the castle and then backwards around the track, and then there's like a glider that you fly over the garden maze in. So yeah, that was a really, really awesome touch to this already pretty good course. So yeah, the music is a huge improvement from Mario Kart DS's version, which is really not that bad. And yeah, the scenery is really nice too because you got a lot of extra touches like the Piranha Plant and the hedges of certain characters. So yeah, all in all, it's a really good remake. Number 12 goes to N64 Choco Mountain. This has always been a pretty good course in my opinion, and it's gotten better each time that it's been remade. They modeled this one off of the Tour version where they absolutely gave it a new remodel. Like the cave is filled with like crystals and bats, and whereas like the N64 version there's just absolutely nothing but like chocolate. But yeah, you can really see the details in this version, so I absolutely love that for it. Music, as always, is pretty good, and the course itself, it's pretty fun and sometimes challenging, but that's okay. The glider's a nice touch, and tricking off the bumpy hills, it's a really decent course, and I really like playing on it. It makes the top half of the list. Number 11 goes to GBA Sky Garden. I know this is going to be very, very controversial, probably my most controversial opinion of this entire ranking. And believe me, I was definitely underwhelmed at first with this. I don't think I would have put it in much higher than the C tier. Maybe the B tier if I was generous enough. But now it's made its way into the A tier. And that's just because I've played it, It's definitely nothing like the original version or the DS version. It's still pretty good for what it is. Don't ever take the leaves at the beginning of the track. Those are absolutely jank, and you will lose time, and you will lose the race, and you will probably fall off as well. That's kind of annoying. But the mushroom is kind of nice, and they did kind of remove the shortcut where like you hop on that one cloud and get to the other side. But there is where you can go under that one plant if you have a shroom, and that also saves you quite a bit of time, and I kind of like that. And the glider at the end is a pretty nice touch too. Music, as always, is really, really good. And you gotta love the scenery. It's a nice touch to what it was before, which was already pretty good. So yeah, honestly, it's definitely nothing like the original version, so it's kind of disappointing. But for what it is, it's still a pretty decent course. Even though they cut out a decent portion of the track, I still think it's pretty good, and it's definitely grown on me. Number 10 goes to Merry Mountain. So yeah, this was a very nice addition to the game. Came around during Christmas time, so perfectly appropriate for that. Music is really nice, definitely Christmas themed. Scenery, you absolutely gotta love it. You know, you got toads on sleighs and just all sorts of Christmas scenery. It's just absolutely wonderful. Course itself is also pretty nice because it added the half pipes once again, which were last seen in Mario Kart Wii, and then brought back into Mario Kart Tour. None of the 48 courses in the base game or even the first two waves had the half pipes, so that was definitely an interesting addition. It also has anti-gravity sections, that's really cool. It has gliders. Yeah, it has alternate paths. It's just a very nice course. I mean, there's not too much to it, but it's unique enough from the other courses to where it makes it to the A tier. Number 9 goes to 3DS Rock Mountain. This one is one of my favorites from Mario Kart 7, and there's lots of good courses in there. But yeah, this one is definitely one that sticks out to me, and I'm glad they brought it back. Basically, for like maybe 75% of the race, you are gliding, and I think gliding is a really nice feature. So yeah, at the beginning you can glide, and then there's like air vents on the pipes. It's like if you hit those, you get even more distance than you already did. And then there's that huge glider towards the middle of the track, where like you're there for at least 15 seconds, probably longer. And then another glider, not as long, but you know, still pretty cool. And then at the end, they made the uphill portion anti-gravity, so I thought that was really cool too. Makes the track feel a lot better. Gliding isn't as good as it is in Mario Kart 7 or Mario Kart Tour. There's a little jank in this game, but all the other additions, like the anti-gravity, just make it a really awesome track. The music is a lot better than it is in previous versions. The scenery is still pretty cool, just they didn't really do much to change it. Number 8 goes to Berlin Byways from Mario Kart Tour. So yeah, I think this one is one of the better Tour City tracks. You know, you got thwomps, and you even got whomps that you can trick off of. There's just quite a bit to explore. You got cars to dodge, so honestly there's quite a bit of obstacles. But that just makes it challenging, and you know, challenging course within reason is pretty fun. Compared to something like Tokyo Blur, this is definitely very detailed and definitely very challenging. Music is absolutely amazing in this course. It's one of the best songs in the Booster Course Pass so far. The scenery, like I said, is pretty cool. You know, you got thwomps and womps and just different parts of Germany in there. So all in all, it's a really great course, and I'm glad they brought it back. Number 7 goes to Wii Mushroom Gorge. This course never really was one of my favorites from Mario Kart Wii, not to say that I hated it, but you know, as it was brought back each time, it like changed something. Like in Mario Kart 7, it had the glider mushroom as opposed to like that alternate path. So like in this one, it combines the best of both worlds from Mario Kart 7 using the glider mushroom right in the middle of all those other mushrooms, or just in Mario Kart Wii where you bounce on the mushrooms all the way to the end. And then they also have that mushroom at the beginning of the track. You know, you can still gorge hop if you have enough speed. It's really fun. The scenery is a lot more detailed here, and the music is just as good as it always is. So yeah, it's a nice course to have in the Booster Course Pass. It's a fan favorite for most. For me, I think it's still pretty good. I just prefer others more. Number 6 goes to Tour City Sprint. This is my absolute favorites so far of the Mario Kart Tour City courses that have been brought to the game. You know, it's very awesome. You got several jumps in the course, you know, you got some straightaways here and there. It's not like Tokyo Blur where it's like 90% of the course, it's only maybe like 25% of the course. You know, you glide through the Opera House, that's really cool. And yeah, there's just lots of glider sections and ramps and stuff that you can do tricks off of. It's a very, very nice course to race on. Music is absolutely legendary. I love it so much. It is my favorite Mario Kart Tour song that was brought into the game, even more than Berlin Byways, which was also really good. And the scenery, I mean, it's pretty awesome. You know, you've got the Sydney Opera House and just other parts of Sydney. You know, it's a pretty decent looking track. All in all, it's a very great course. Number 5 goes to Wii Coconut Mall. If I were making this ranking when the Booster Course Pass was released, it probably would be a lot lower because of the Shy Guys just like not doing anything, just sitting in their cars. However, after Wave 2 was released, Coconut Mall was updated to where the Shy Guys were doing donuts. So yeah, that was pretty cool, honestly. It was a very awesome addition to this course. Scenery is very lovely as always. The music is absolutely wonderful. And the course itself is, you know, just as awesome as it always is. It's a fan favorite for most people, and I think it's pretty good on my end too. The escalators having arrows instead of just the escalators, I mean, that's alright. I mean, I don't mind too much. I'm glad they brought this one back, and it's one of the top 5 for this game. There's just 4 courses that are a little bit better, and in the S tier. Number 4 goes to Ninja Hideaway. So this is the best track brought from Mario Kart Tour altogether. You know, it's 3 laps of the same thing, but there's just like all different kinds of paths you can take. There's like several different combinations of like routes you can take for this course, just because there's so much there is. It can be challenging at times, don't get me wrong, but you know, like I said before, a challenging course makes for a good one, if not abused. You know, there's pretty awesome shortcuts here and there. The music is pretty catchy as well. I like listening to it. And the scenery, you just absolutely gotta love it. It's absolutely unique scenery and very, very awesome to look at. Number 3 goes to DS Waluigi Pinball. They did have a missed opportunity in this course to where they could have used anti-gravity in a few sections, but it's alright. The scenery is just absolutely stunning. It is so gorgeous. I love looking at it. The music is the same as Wario Stadium DS from the base game. I think it actually fits this track better than it does Wario Stadium. I didn't think it would, but it actually does. And then yeah, it's just Waluigi Pinball. It's a great and fun course. I think they made it a little bit challenging because the pinballs go a little bit faster through each lap. So yeah, I mean, sometimes I actually struggle on the pinball part, whereas the like 3DS and DS, I'd get through it just fine. So yeah, the challenge being added is really nice addition. There's just 2 courses that are just nearly flawless. Number 2 goes to Wii Maple Treeway. What do I gotta say? It's Maple Treeway, it's my favorite course from Mario Kart Wii, and it's in the Booster Course Pass. And it was brought back early because it was supposed to be in Wave 6, so I couldn't be more happy about that. Really? There's honestly nothing I dislike about this course. The one complaint I have is they don't have the bridge that like makes you do tricks. Instead they have a glider. But honestly, it's just starting to grow on me. I kind of like that glider now. And also they brought back the half pipe, and you know, they still have the shortcut. It's just still the same amazing, wonderful, beautiful course with amazing music and lovely fall scenery. So yeah, this absolutely gets the number 2 spot. There's only one track that gets the number 1 spot. It is 3DS Rainbow Road. It has a perfect score of 100. It is everything I could ask for in a track. And honestly, the only reason that 3DS Rainbow Road on the Mario Kart 7 doesn't have a perfect score is because Mario Kart 7 just isn't as good as this game. They make this course look absolutely stunning. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Like the space scenery and just the road itself, it's so gorgeous to look at. The music is an absolutely wonderful remix of lovely music that it was before. Like I said, the scenery is just awesome, and there's just lots to do in this course. They did remove a couple of shortcuts, but that really doesn't faze me in the slightest bit, because it was like just one shortcut at the end. What makes this course a 75 in entertainment a perfect score is that they made the moon in anti-gravity. Like, that is such an awesome touch. But yeah, it's just a really fun course, regardless of the anti-gravity mechanics on the moon. You know, it's just lots of tricking, lots of gliding, and then you gotta dodge the asteroids and go through the rings to get more speed. It's just an amazing course. It's my favorite course ever. No questions asked. 3DS Rainbow Road is number 1 for the Booster Course Pass, waves 1 through 3, and number 1 of all Mario Kart courses of all time. Alright, so you're going to get a bonus from me in this video. I'm going to also rank the 6 cups that we've gotten so far. So here we go. Number 6. Number 6 is the Turnip Cup with a score of 61 from Wave 2. So New York Minute, you start off with a pretty okay tour track. And then you got the not such great Mario Circuit 3. You got a really good set of courses when a cup with Waluigi Pinball is in last place. So yeah, I mean, Waluigi Pinball is just absolutely amazing. And Kalimari Desert with the combination of Kalimari Desert 1 and 2 makes it really awesome as well. But because of the first two courses, it gets last place. Number 5 goes to the Golden Mushroom Cup with a score of 65.5. Paris Promenade is a pretty good starter track, just about as good as you can get. Toad Circuit, big disappointment. We could have gotten any other 3DS track, but we got this one. And then Choco Mountain, best remake that it's had so far. And the classic Coconut Mall. Can't go wrong with that. All in all, it's a pretty good cup, just Toad Circuit brings it down quite a bit. Number 4 goes to the Lucky Cat Cup with a score of 74.75. Tokyo Blur leaves just much to be desired. It's not terrible, just not my favorite. And then Shroom Ridge, it's a pretty awesome remake with lots of cool shortcuts. Sky Garden, they definitely changed it, not for the better. I still enjoy it. It's grown on me across the months that I played it. And then Ninja Hideaway, just an absolutely amazing experience while playing it. So it really helps the cup for sure. It's the best cup from Wave 1. Number 3 goes to the Rock Cup with a score of 76.75 from Wave 3. So yeah, there's really no bad courses at all in this cup. Just ones that are just not as good as others. Tour London Loop, it's a pretty decent course. About as average as you can get. And then Boo Lake, really awesome, really fun, just a little bit too short. And then Rock Mountain, always a fun course to play on. And then one of my favorite courses of all time, Maple Treeway, with a really good score of 99. So that really helps this cup for sure. Number 2 is the Propeller Cup with a score of 77, which is really close to the previous one, but just edged it out by a little bit. And this is from Wave 2. So Sydney Sprint is the star of this cup, but there's also another good track in the form of Mushroom Gorge, both of them having over 90 points. So that really helps this cup. Snow Land, if it was anything like its previous version, it definitely would not be this high, but with the edits they've made to it to make it a lot more manageable to play on, it's a really good course now. And Sky High Sundae, though it was a bit of a disappointment, it wasn't bad per se, so it stabilizes the cup score into second place. But without any surprise to anyone, first place goes to the Moon Cup with a score of 87 points, which is 10 points more than its previous opponent. So that's how good this cup is. Berlin Byways, one of the best tour courses that was brought into the game. Challenging with the cars and flumps and lumps, but lots of fun to play on nonetheless with really good music. And then Peach Gardens, also a big improvement with the challenging piranha plants and different routes that you take throughout the course. Merry Mountain, just a lovely course, both in its overall layout with the Christmas scenery and Christmas music, and then just its playability as well, with like the anti-gravity and half pipes and just all different kinds of paths you can take. So, but the star of the show, without question, is 3DS Rainbow Road. It's just gorgeous in every aspect possible. It's really fun to race on. You got anti-gravity on the moon now. It's a perfect course with really awesome music and gorgeous scenery. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. So up next will be my top 240 Mario Kart tracks, and then after that will be the top 59 cups. So until then, this is Mdubz signing out.